The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWan News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, security issues covered in bilateral security agreement, maiden flight opens direct services to and from China, and NCD Amateur Boxing to host Holiday Boxing Fest. As a kind gesture towards the ongoing Christmas and New Year's operations by the Madang Police, with assistance from the Defence Force and Correctional Service, one of the oldest and leading supermarkets in the country, Anderson's, have donated food rations towards the operations team.
Branch manager for Anderson's Foodland Madang, Andrew Thorn, on Tuesday donated food as a token of appreciation to the police operations team who are combating law and order issues within town and the districts. Thorn hopes this partnership established can set the precedents for ongoing support in the next year and onwards as part of their obligation to the community in promoting effective policing.
We're just really pleased to be here today on behalf of my team and the company to support our new PPC Robert and his team with some food and drinks for the Christmas and New Year operation for both themselves and the prisoners inside the station. So we really appreciate Robert reaching out for some support, and we hope this is the beginning of a long-term relationship in supporting the community.
As a resident of Madang Town, Mr. Thorn stated that since the arrival of the Provincial Police Commander, Acting Superintendent Robert Baim, and with the launch of the Christmas New Year operation Kisimbek Hangupanu Sainhabek, the town has seen change from its lawless state. He added that it felt safer and petty crimes have reduced.
As a person living in town, yes, it definitely feels safer. Definitely feels like there's less people around in the evening. And certainly for me, going around and being able to do things, it feels much better. And it's certainly from my team and the talking that petty crime is hugely reduced in the town and the people travelling locally, and only small stories of a little bit further out, but much less, much better already. So thank you, PPC.
The donated items will be used to feed those in lockup and prisoners in beyond.
What they've done shows the confidence that the investors are having in Madang now. We will be trying our best to get back Madang and to make Madang more safer for our business partners to venture into business maybe after the New Year and onwards. And I really appreciate what Anderson's have given us, and I really want to thank the Anderson's Foodland, especially Andrew and the team, and more to come to support the operations that we are going through, and hopefully we get back Madang by January next year.
Police have set up tents in hotspot areas in town, including bus stops, markets and shopping centers, to prevent petty crime. The public and PNG operators have been advised to clear off the town area before 6 p.m. each day. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
A follow-up into the case of a journey gone wrong for 3 PNG Defence Force officers now arrested and charged by the Madang Police for being in possession of military-issued ammunition. Pian Manga, 29, from Kimil Village in North Wagi, Jiwaka Province, John Jari, 31, from Kaupena, Western Highlands Province, and Hesley Barrow, 28, from Wapinamanda Enga Province, will all appear in court this week to face court this week on charges of being in possession of live and blank ammunition and being in possession of explosive devices and firecrackers. All three are private soldiers in the 2nd Royal Pacific Islands Regiment at Moem Barracks in East Sepik. They were headed home for the festive holidays when police made them out at a checkout point along Medang's North Coast Highway. They were apprehended by police at a checkpoint along the RD North Coast Highway headed for the Highlands region for holidays. Police reported that the soldiers in custody had on them rifle magazines, explosive devices and firecrackers, as well as a 5.56 millimeter live rounds and blanks when they were caught.
Yes, they are yet to appear in court. They will be appearing in court this week. The arresting officers assured me that they will appear this week in court. They are currently on 2,000 kina bail each, and as soon as they appear in court, I will give you more update on that.
2 men are dead, several others injured, and more than 15 houses were burnt down during a recent ethnic clash in Tababil, Western Province, between Enga and Hela group of people. According to Assistant Commissioner of Police for Border Command, Peter Phillip, the fight started on Saturday, November 25th over Betelnut.
Assistant Commissioner of Police, Border Command, Peter Phillip, said it was alleged that the Ella men accused an Enga woman suspecting her for informing the police, who then removed and confiscated his contraband items containing beer and betelnut. He then threatened her with a bush knife at Bekona area in Tabubil, Western Province, which resulted in retaliation by her family. Phillip said in retaliation, the Tari people burnt down more than 15 houses belonging to the Engans. One man from Tari and another from Enga lost their lives during the conflict, while others sustained severe injuries.
The Engans' houses, there are about 15 houses burned down, so the Engans took refuge at Tabubil police station. All their belongings, those houses were both permanent and semi-permanent houses. They were all burned down, so the Engans were left with what they had on them.
He said the Tari group then mobilized with the Kopiago group of men from Ella, burning down an additional 23 houses and 5 mini shops belonging to the residents in a settlement outside of Tabubil Township.
They were targeting the Engans. They had to burn the houses that surround the Engans who were also living there, which is not appropriate thing. The innocent people have become victims. And all the houses were in ashes. They were left with what they were in the night.
Phillip said most of the islanders coming into the township neither as betelnut sailors, drug traffickers, and firearm smugglers. Police say they are involved in these illegal activities in order to survive. Currently, an eviction exercise is underway with police removing all illegal settlements in Tabubil and Western Province.
I have drawn up an operation order, I signed it off, and we have commenced evicting all the settlers outside Tabubil town.
The ACP said the situation is currently tense with heavy police presence. Tracy Sipa, TVWan News.
The Waigani Committal Court today did not make a ruling on the case of former National Airport Corporation Managing Director Rex Kiponge today because Kiponge's lawyer presented an additional affidavit to court. When presenting the affidavit to court, Kiponge's lawyer said the document contained sufficient evidence to support the court's decision. However, police prosecutor John Wamung objected to the application, stating that the court has made its decision to make a ruling and that the submission of the supporting affidavit is an abuse of the court process. Kiponge's lawyer objected, saying the defendant had the right to defend himself at the district court when there is enough evidence. Magistrate Danny Wakikura, who presided over the matter, took into account the submission but ruled that the court will consult the District Court Act to see what law it can use to come to a decision on whether or not it can grant the additional affidavit. The magistrate adjourned the matter to January 24, 2024. The bilateral security agreement signed between Australia and Papua New Guinea on Thursday, December 7th, will cover both traditional and non-traditional security issues. Australian Assistant Minister for Trade and Assistant Minister for Manufacturing, Senator Tim Ayers, emphasised that their commitment is long-standing, it is long-term and it's unwavering.
The bilateral security agreement, which was signed by the Prime Ministers of Australia and Papua New Guinea on December 7th in Canberra, is a legally binding framework that will deepen security cooperation between the two nations. Speaking at the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference in Sydney, Australian Assistant Minister for Trade and Assistant Minister for Manufacturing, Senator Tim Ayers, said the agreement elevates, broadens and modernizes the long-standing security relationship.
It covers both traditional and non-traditional security issues like climate change, cyber security, gender-based violence and protecting critical infrastructure. It serves as a framework for Papua New Guinea and Australia to work closely together on Papua New Guinea's internal security needs.
A 200 million Australian dollars or 504 million kina support of PNG's national security priorities follows the signing of the bilateral security agreement. This will see support for PNG's internal security from police to ports to correctional services. Additionally, a Port Moresby-based police recruit and investigations training centre will be established to enable the recruitment and training of a larger and more capable force. Senator Ayers added that their commitment is long-standing, long-term and unwavering. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
This is TVWan News. When we return, inaugural Guangzhou POM flight opens direct flight services between PNG and China.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase EasyPay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale race, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite reminds. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Amber, you like it?
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia! Prime PNG made.
The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectation.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good jade.
The stakes are high, and every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it! Rush, 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 move, move, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever. All new season coming soon on Outdoor.
For centuries, our kind has stayed hidden on Earth. But darkness has found us again. Prime. This is about the fate of all living things.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts premieres Saturday, December 23rd, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. In a historic moment for PNG-China relations, China Southern Airlines inaugurated its first ever service to Port Moresby from Guangzhou. The maiden flight took off from Baiyun International Airport at 1 a.m. Wednesday morning, following an official launch event held Tuesday evening. China Southern Airlines, having secured a license just last Friday, is set to operate the Guangzhou-Port Moresby route weekly, marking a significant advancement in bilateral ties. The launch ceremony was characterized as a pivotal moment in the diplomatic relationship between PNG and China. It was attended by notable figures including NCD Governor Paus Pakop and Guangdong Governor Wang Weizong, airline management and board and government officials from both countries. PNG Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation Walter Schnobelt expressed optimism during the launch, stating that the entry of China Southern Airlines into Port Moresby opens new avenues for business opportunities and strengthens people-to-people relationships, echoing sentiments shared by Chinese President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister James Marape in their previous meetings.
We stand here before you, the first inaugural flight into Papua New Guinea from China, direct. This will be a weekly flight. This will be opening up the skies, giving us, both China and Papua New Guinea, an opportunity to work together, to strengthen the friendship that we have, to go beyond whatever opportunity presents itself.
Describing the moment as the wings of friendship from the southern gate of China to the heart of the South Pacific, Minister Schnobelt emphasized the positive impact on tourism and trade. Governor Paus Pakop welcomed the initiative under the Amazing Port Moresby branding, highlighting efforts to promote business, investment, trade links, and tourism.
This is the opportunity before us, and this is what this journey we start today is about. The challenge for the future is for all of us to seize this opportunity. But I want to remind us of the Chinese proverb, common proverb. A journey of 1,000 miles requires to take the first step. Today, we are taking the first step.
Governor Pakop proposed a strategic move to enhance Air Niugini's capabilities, suggesting a 40% stake for China Southern Airlines in the national carrier, drawing parallels with the success of Fiji Air through partnerships with Qantas and Air New Zealand. He urged collaborative approach, foreseeing the potential benefits of such a partnership in fostering economic growth and ensuring the smooth transit of Chinese tourists exploring Papua New Guinea and its provinces. Meantime, the inaugural flight, conducted by a state-of-the-art 787-9 Dreamliner, carried 150 passengers and 11 tons of cargo to Port Moresby. The return flight, scheduled to accommodate 180 passengers with 3 tons of cargo, emphasizes the potential for increased trade and connectivity between the two nations.
The successful inauguration is indebted to the personal attention of our leaders, of you, all the ministers, governor, and the strong support from the relevant department of PNG national government, Chinese national government, NCD government, and the provincial government of Guangdong. It is also inseparable from the hard work of China Southern Airlines team and the cooperation of their PNG partners.
The famous Paga Hill in Port Moresby is set to undergo major works for an establishment of an international Radisson Blu branded hotel following an announcement today of the partnership between Radisson Blu and Paga Hill Development Company. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru welcomed this announcement, saying it is in line with the government's plans to develop special economic zones, which Paga Hill is part of. The development will feature boutique retail outlets, a number of long-stay and permanent residential apartments, as well as Port Moresby's largest conference and event facilities, leveraging spectacular panoramic views over the harbour and out to sea. Minister Maru thanked the investors for the confidence in investing on this landmark 700 million kina hotel development in Port Moresby, which will take 2 years to build, starting in June 2024. The size of the New Ireland Province gas seepage is as significant as the Hydes gas field in Hela Province. Named the Exotica North Gas Prospect by Peak Oil PNG, the privately owned Australian company discovered the offshore gas condensate field in the New Ireland Basin, describing it as a multi-billion-dollar investment.
The beautiful New Ireland province has the potential to host PNG's second liquefied natural gas project after the discovery of a giant offshore gas condensate field in the New Ireland Basin. Privately owned Australian oil and gas exploration company Peak Oil PNG made the discovery in 2017 and confirmed the presence of LNG this year, where they made the announcement at the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference in Sydney on Tuesday, December 12.
We've got two petroleum prospecting licenses between Lihir Island and New Ireland, the mainland, and we've made some discoveries of natural gas seepage on the bottom of the ocean just south of Lihir Island. And the size of this seepage is as significant as the Hydes gas field in the mainland of Papua New Guinea. We believe the gas volumes are significant enough to justify a standalone LNG production plant on New Ireland, and that's a multi-billion-dollar investment with multiple cargoes potentially leaving the New Ireland province for the Asian market every year. Well, we've met with the local members of Parliament and with the provincial governor, Sir Julius Chan, and they are very supportive of this activity going forward. They believe it's a new direction for the diversification of the economy of New Ireland. Currently it's heavily dependent on the gold mine at Lihir Island, and this would extend the life of the community's businesses and would lead to thousands of jobs.
Professor McInnes, who is a professor in economic geology and geochemistry at Curtin University in Australia, further said there should not be any environmental concern at this stage, as they have documented that life forms have evolved to cohabitate with the petroleum that is leaking onto the ocean floor.
But the modern day exploration and production systems are quite safe, and we look forward to working with environmentalists to help us develop this project in the most sustainable way possible.
Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
University of Goroka Enga Campus and Enga Teachers College hosted a first-of-its-kind joint graduation at the Wabeg Primary School on Tuesday. 33 students from Enga Teachers College and 50 students from the UOG Enga campus graduated. Minister for Sports and Higher Education Don Pollier and Governor for Enga Peter Ipetas witnessed the event.
33 students from Enga Teachers College graduated with a Bachelor of Education in Primary Teaching and Certificate in Inclusive Education, while 50 students from UOG Enga campus graduated with Bachelor of Arts in English, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, and Bachelor of Science in Physics. When giving his address, Tourist and Sports Minister Don Pollier told the graduates that they have moved from learners to now educators. Pollier said despite challenges faced such as trouble fight, recent outbreak of the pandemic, and less access to road and infrastructure services Especially in remote schools, it is the responsibility of the educators to be resilient, demonstrate commitment, and perform dedication to shape the minds of our future generations. Polia said the profession of teaching is very challenging, yet a very unique one because teachers play a pivotal role to mold and shape leaders of this country. The minister strongly encouraged the graduates to teach with passion and lead the younger generation with basic ethical skills. Meanwhile, Anga Governor Ipotas congratulated the teachers and urged them to be agents of change in the community. New Innovative University of Hanga is the new name given to both institutes. Trace Sipa, TVWan News.
In a solemn ceremony held on December 18, 2023, the PNG Oil Palm Industry Corporation bid farewell to 7 esteemed staff members, marking their formal exit from the corporation. Distinguished guests, retirees, staff and other invitees graced the occasion, recognizing the significant contributions of these individuals. The retirement ceremony was held for long-serving staff of PNG Oil Palm Industry Corporation. 7 dedicated employees reached retirement age. Their service to OPIC ranged from 30 to 48 years. Otto Pukam, Ruben Taukuro, Sios Wanema, Jonas Siri, Marisen Kombega, Othen Pusembo, and Wamak Rimandi were acknowledged by guest and Minister for Oil Palm, Francis Maneke.
I commend you all to have been involved in the way the industry is developing in the science, and also the way we contributed to what's important in terms of the extension service in the oil palm industry.
The ceremony highlighted the strategic direction set by the government to reinforce institutions, prompting the retirement initiative to facilitate the growth of the oil palm industry. OPIC, established in 1992, initially aimed to provide extension services to small oilers, and now, under a new ministry, a permanent board is in place. Minister Maneke urged the retirees to utilize their final entitlements wisely as they transition into post-service life. The Department of Personnel Management, in collaboration with the Departments of Finance and Treasury, initiated the retirement exercise in 2019, retiring about 2,000 public servants. DPM Acting Director Josephine Konjib, representing Secretary Taya Sansan, shared that the retirement plan success has achieved 70% of its goal.
On behalf of my secretary, Mr. S. Sansan, I would also like to thank the Mara Peroso government for making available funding of $300 million in 2019 to kickstart this retirement exercise for the whole, to retire about 2,000 plus public servants who have reached the normal retirement age of 60 to 64 and the compulsory retirement age of 65 and above. This funding not only caters for the retirement component, but also for the state share of your number one super. So when we, once you've signed the deed of release, the ones that you've signed, Treasury will also calculate your state shares and will pay number one super to pay you out as well, your state share. That is the unfunded liability that you see on your statements.
The presence of esteemed guests underscored the significance of the roles of the retirees in nation building and development. Looking ahead, the government has allocated another 100 million kina in 2024 for the continuation of the retirement initiative. And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2683 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2608 $0.3826 Australian dollars, 0.2298 euro, and 37.15 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, oil closed higher except palm oil, which is trading lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TVWan News. Regional news is next. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungim Yumi.
Anyone can be Santa, why can't a lady like me? I admit I'm underfed, but wear the pillow from the bed. I could be Santa Claus. Oh, anyone can play Santa. I fantasized it a lot, with his hat upon my head and his suit of Christmas red. I could be Santa Claus.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from.
Quality is key.
The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. First and exclusive. Coming soon on Outdoor.
What's your story?
My story.
What are we looking at?
To some, I was an outlaw. To all, a legend.
Your Puss in Boots?
Normally, I have a sword. It's like a whole thing.
Okay.
Whenever I team up with you, things go wrong.
Puss in Boots, The Last Wish.
Welcome back. The head of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command said on Monday he is very concerned about increased joint military actions by China and Russia in the region. Admiral John C. Aquilino spoke in Tokyo as another regional concern. North Korea conducted its latest intercontinental ballistic missile test, underscoring the advancement of its capabilities. Aquilino is meeting with Japanese defense officials ahead of a joint exercise, Keen Edge 24, early next year. He urged China to stop escalating maritime confrontations with its neighbors and said its increasing military activity with Russia is a serious concern during Moscow's war in Ukraine. Far North Queensland farmers are beginning to take stock of their losses from flooding across the region.
I'm here at a mango farm about an hour west of Cairns, and the impacts from floodwaters are starting to become clear. Here, the floodwaters reached up into the trees, and the fruit has been left with black spotting marks. This isn't isolated, with farmers across the north of the Tablelands area affected. It's a blow for one of Australia's most diverse food bowls. A papaya farmer west of Mareeba estimates up to 30% of her trees have toppled over, and the fruit from those trees is unpickable.
I don't know how we're going to get through this one because, like I said, we wait 12 months to grow our fruit, and this is all this is all gone.
Farmers are finding it hard to get produce to market, with serious damage to most major transport routes in and out of the tablelands, including the Palmerston Highway. Cattle have also been impacted, especially down the range in Cairns. One livestock agent says he's been rounding up cattle that were caught in the flooded Barron River. Growers are wary that this rain has come at the start of the wet season and that the ground can't handle much more water anytime soon. Right now though, growers are focusing on the cleanup and repairs to their property. It's the start of what's set to be a very long job.
Major power outages continue to hamper flood recovery efforts. Ergon Energy's Jeff Green says at the height of the disruption, up to 70,000 people were without power.
We dealt with the cyclone. We were doing great with our response there. Then on top of the floods, we're fortunate enough now that we're down to about 3,500 customers without supply. We had a really good day yesterday. Got over 500 people in the field yesterday restoring supply, doing damage assessment, looking further into the network. We'll have over 500 staff again out there today in the field, doing everything we can to get people's power back on. We're looking to have where it's safe to put people back on. We're looking to have everyone back on before Christmas. There'll be several areas of supply where we will do through generation, but where people can take safe supply from our network, our target is to have everyone back on before Christmas.
New Zealand Foreign Affairs Minister Winston Peters says the government wants to resume and renew the Pacific Reset strategy with greater intensity. The Deputy Prime Minister has been meeting with the leaders of Fiji and Tuvalu in Suva, as well as the Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum. Peters says the new coalition government wanted to re-engage with the region as fast as possible. The government would be renewing the Pacific Reset strategy set out in 2018, he said. Peters said New Zealand is a critical country in ensuring a better and longer-term resilient engagement with the Pacific countries. He said it was important that any country engaging with the Pacific respected and understood their core values of governance. Australia Post will pay an estimated $2.9 million in compensation for failing to reimburse businesses for lost or damaged parcels between 2018 and 2022.
Post is set to compensate a large number of its business customers who had their parcels lost or damaged. It's estimated that the organisation will pay out about $3 million to 10,000 business customers and will be contacting the businesses to let them know they're eligible to lodge a claim. The crux of this issue is that in 2018, consumer laws around businesses and their ability to be compensated for transport of goods was amended, but over a 4-year period between 2018 and 2022, Australia Post incorrectly rejected compensation claims from businesses who had their parcels lost or damaged. They self-reported this breach to the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission in May earlier this year, and the ACCC has now come back and said that it was extremely concerning that Australia Post failed to provide appropriate compensation, but it was pleased that the organisation had self-reported the breach and was making steps in order to rectify the issue. From here, Australia Post will now be contacting businesses to let them know how to lodge a claim, and businesses will have 6 months to do so.
And that ends the news segment. Join me for sports after the break.
Quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
Sure they only see me from the a tantalizing remote. With his reindeer and his sleigh, I'd be up, up and away. I could be Santa, I could be Santa Claus.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
Number One Super wants our members to have the happiest retirement possible. Just an extra 10 kina a week could mean an extra 50,000 kina when you retire. This is known as a voluntary contribution. So call us to find out how to add a little extra to your super payments now to boost your super savings later.
On the ground, the Fijian. Kebalo, oh, Butterfingers there out of the hands of Dante. You've got to be careful. He's up. Ramos in the corner.
Welcome back. The Papua New Guinea Olympic Committee has announced the retirement of esteemed Secretary General Alvita Rapila after nearly 3 decades of dedicated service. Recognizing her invaluable contributions, the PNG OC expresses gratitude and welcomes Desmond Kaviagu as the new Secretary General effective January 2024. Kaviagu, with 4 years as Rapila's understudy, brings modern sports management expertise. Rapila continues as an IOC member and PNG OC board member. This transition marks an end and a new beginning, with confidence in Mr. Kaviagu to propel the PNG OC into a promising era of sports development. As the year winds down with hype of activities slowing down, this isn't the case for the NCD Amateur Boxing Association, as it stages a boxing fest set for December 23rd and 24th. The boxing showdown exposing young talent is set to ignite the ring at the Ben Moide Club at Murray Barracks in Port Moresby.
The momentum keeps building for the Papua New Guinea boxing fraternity after returning from the recently concluded Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands early this month. Having recorded a very good performance at the Games, boxing is set to thrive with staging its junior boxers to end the year in style. The NCD Amateur Boxing Association Tournament Director, Junior Kauko Raka, says developing aspiring boxers is key, and the beginners finals fight this weekend is set to unleash talent with over 200 boxers participating. Over 10 clubs have confirmed their participation from within NCD. Wiwek and Manus will fly in its boxers in Port Moresby tomorrow. Raka says this event is a lead-up for the provinces for the PNG Games next month. Susan Oriape, TVWan Sports.
And finally, Oceania National Olympic Committees and Devon-les-Bains Town Mayor Vincent Scatterlin are pleased to announce that Devon-les-Bains has been identified as a preferred training site for Oceania Knox prior to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. This opportunity will support athletes and coaches from the Oceania region and the Pacific Islands prior to the Paris Olympic Games. ONOC consists of 17 countries and national Olympic committees, including American Samoa, Australia, Cook Islands, Federated States of Micronesia, Fiji, Guam, Kiribati, Marshall Islands, Nauru, New Zealand, Palau, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. Specific training dates will also be confirmed early next year. We apologize we're unable to bring you the weather report at this time as it was not provided to us. And that ends another edition of TVWan News. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.